I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't even know if I have any skills. So I made a list of all my skills that I think that I might be good at. The first one on the list is that I think I could be a cook or like a baker. I made some cookies earlier and I made 13 and a half. The recipe called for 4 dozen and I cut that in half because I only wanted to make 2 dozen because who wants 4 dozen cookies? That's like 47 cookies. So I cut it in half and I was only gonna make 24 cookies, which is still a crap ton for one person. And I cut it in half and then I ended up only making like 13 and a half cookies. What are you gonna do with 13 and a half cookies? Eat them all. It's like a perfect amount. So when they came out of the oven, they kind of stuck to the pan and I could only get 7 off of the pan without them looking completely mangled like a raccoon on the side of the road after it's been hit by a Mack truck twice. I made them for my 2 little girls because they love chocolate chip cookies. And so I was gonna make them a special treat. So they came home and I was gonna make them something. They love chocolate chip cookies. They'll eat chocolate chip cookies until they throw up. So I thought it'd be really cool to make them chocolate chip cookies. When I was pouring the ingredients like together in a bucket, I made it in a bucket, like a square bucket. It was a clear plastic bucket. And I dropped the liquid ingredients into the powdered ingredients, like the whole bucket in the the flour mixture, like the flour and the baking soda and the salt. Like why do we even put salt in cookies? Anyway, so I dropped the whole bucket into the bowl with the powder. With the powder, I dropped the bucket. I dropped the liquid bucket, the bucket with like the sugar and the butter and the sugar in it, and it was all mixed up, and I dropped the whole bucket into the bowl with the flour mixture in it, and the whole thing dropped in there, so it's all caked on the bottom because I'd already dropped some of the liquid in there, and the flour came out the side. It was like poof, it was like when you squeeze one of those. Do you like my squeezing motion? And so I dropped it into the bowl and there was like a powder explosion, and it was like one of those squeezy things, the baby powder, like when you get like if you ever get a hold of a baby powder, what do they call that? It's like a tube? No, it's not. It doesn't come in a tube. It comes in a box, container. Let's just call it a container. A container of baby powder. You just open it a little bit and you just chew, chew. It's like a train. It's like chew, chew. Surely the cookies are done. It's been like 30 years since I put the cookies in the oven. I went and checked the cookies in the oven and they were starting to get a little browner on the edges, but the middle was still all like creamy. That's a weird word too. Soupy? Soupy's a better word. You like that word? Soupy. 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 Finally, the cookies were done. I opened up the oven and you get like the wafting smell of chocolate chip cookies. Like the one pan, they were all like melded together into one like giant cookie cake thing. It was like a massive mob of cookies. It was like a meld of cookies. That looks awkward.